Hey guys, this is Vulcan Wolverine. It's like 10 at night and I'm driving around. I'm trying to rent 21 Jump Street from a Redbox, but none of them have them. And then the only one that has it has the movie 21 Jump Street. It won't take my credit card or something. But I was thinking, man, I had a big a mind-blowing thing. Like EMF started for me in 2011 at the apartment complex in the state that I'm at now. But I was mobbed out of, I had good relationships at my workplace for 4 years. I had my surgery, and then I went back to a computer company that I worked for in another state, and I got mobbed out of there. I got mobbed. They didn't want me there. And then I started having really bad jaw issues, in the back of my head burning and stuff like that, but no high-pitched sound. And there was a lot of weird stuff, like people doing weird stuff, like where I work. But that I thought that was just part of the mobbing. But I really pissed off this guy who worked there, and he was an ex-Marine. And it's always ex-military guys with me. And I think that my gang stalking may have started in 2008 or 2009. Like, I don't know. I'm like going back in my mind. There was a lot of weird stuff, but no high-pitched noises until the guy in the apartment complex in the state that I live in now. But I'm wondering if they were just jacking my head with ELF, or if that, because I thought it was like I went to dentist, I had shots, in the back of my head. I thought it was the occipital nerve, damage or something like that. And then I heard another gang stalking guy saying that, TMJ or stuff like that, they'll hit you, in your jaw. And I don't know. My mom, I talked to her about it, and she's like, it started, in that other, it started then. Because I'd always complain of weird stuff, and people, they would do weird things. I don't want to go through what they would do to me, because these guys who are gang stalking me now might start doing it or something. Because they're surveilling me and listening to me. I don't know, I'm just, my mind is blown, because a lot of the stuff that I've been gang stalked with, I did not know about it for, years. The microwave hearing started, in the apartment complex in, 2012, and I thought I could just hear the people upstairs. I thought I could just hear them talking. And I'd go to extended stays to get away from the place, and I thought that I could hear the people upstairs talking, but it sounded like the same voices. And so it took me, and that was I didn't even think about that. And then I moved to the house, and I had 3 weeks, I think, of peace, and then I started thinking I could hear the guy next door talking, and he would be fighting with his wife or yelling or saying stuff that gang stalkers say. And then it took them doing it remotely to me when I could hear it in the store, because at first he was just doing it on the ground. They didn't have the remote capability to hit me with ELF or EMF remotely. They did at the apartment complex, and I think I don't know if they had to switch over the equipment to the house or something. It took a while they did stuff on the ground, the EMF and the microwave hearing on the ground. But a lot of stuff, because I had my surgery in 2008, and I had great relationships at the place that I worked for 4 years, and I went into a different apartment. And I had to take painkillers and stuff like that. And I think people, they thought I was a drug addict. The ex-Marine, he wasn't even my boss, but he was one of the bosses there. and he hated my guts. I didn't do anything to him, but he just hated my guts. I guess he would come and stand behind me in meetings, like, I guess to intimidate me or be like, this guy's trouble. And they, a lot of I was mobbed out of there because I was real sick and I had to work from home, and it was just like they didn't like me because I was going through health issues, but I didn't do anything to anybody. It was just kind of a, hey, he's weak or he's not good enough. And I got the greatest accounts. My manager liked me. She believed in me. Always women, like always smart women who helped me. So I don't know what that's about. Like, I need to thank women for the rest of my life and just thank God for smart women, because I guess they saved me. And like, I don't know, I guess alpha males hate my guts and want to kill me for some reason. I don't know if I'm a threat. I don't know if I look like a threat, or they just think I'm weak and a good target. But that's a mind-blowing thing. I think it started in 2008 or 2009. But the EMF didn't start till 2012, and that's what I thought they started out with. Like, I think they would start out with the EMF, so I may be wrong. But, like, I would feel terrible pain on my head and my jaw, and it, like, wouldn't heal, and I was going to dentists, and I got, like, shots in the back of my head. I got steroidal shots and cryogenic shots to the nerves, my occipital nerves, because I thought it was, like, a TMJ problem. And a lot of the people who lived around me did weird stuff. I won't go into the specifics of that. I'm thinking this started in another state, and I didn't even know it. And I didn't know it till I got to that apartment complex, and I think they shifted it over there, and it took them a while or something. I'm trying to remember, because like any target, that you can be hit with some of this technology, and you don't realize it because you don't know about the technology. You don't realize it till like the microwave hearing. I didn't realize that. I thought that I could just hear people, because it's not like, it wasn't in my head. Like, voices aren't in my head. I can hear them like in the distance, because it's like they remotely hit you, and it's like you hear the voices a ways off. Now I've got it with the neutralizers, help that. And I can maybe hear some muffled stuff sometimes, but I can get it to go away. So it's it's not voices in your head. I think it started in 2009, and I had all these jaw problems that changed my life. I mean, it changed my life. I had to fight that, and it was right after my surgery, and I think that's where it started, because it was a computer company where they could have had that technology, and an ex-Marine really hated me, and they put me, after I was in one department, they put me in a department with him specifically, and it seemed like I was being shifted around so they could get me out of there. And then I think the gang stalking, I'm thinking back, I don't know, and it just blew my mind. I'm like, I'm gonna have to think about it, and that changed my life, because I had a lot of jaw problems. I had a lot of behind the head, like where they hit me now, but I never would have thought of that at the time. You don't think of this stuff. You don't think somebody's secretly hitting you with electromagnetic energy and trying to destroy your life. It doesn't come to mind. I also thought, gang stalking has been in our history, like in communist China, communist Russia. Whenever a nation gets away from God, pulls away from God and goes towards a more secular view, or a communistic view, or a state, like worshiping the state, or Satanism, that's when this starts. And every time that it happens in a nation in our history, like in communist China, the nation crumbles. Like, the nation is destroyed. Like, when gang stalking and mobbing and all this like communistic stuff starts, the nation falls. So, and that's been in our history, and like, I don't want that to happen to America. America's the greatest country on earth. I don't know if these people think they're patriots, but this stuff has happened in our history. And even in Germany, you know, that was like gang stalking, except it was a Holocaust because they were killing them instead. Oh man, that's blowing my mind, because it was, I just heard a video with some guy, and he was like, oh man, during my life, you know, I've had jaw problems, TMJ problems, and he's like, yeah, and I didn't know about it. And it's like a lot of this stuff, it took me a year and a half to know that they were doing this stuff to me. I was thinking it was normal things, like, oh, I can just hear somebody, the walls are thin, or something like that. But I want to get that movie 21 Jump Street, so I'm in a red box. I'm going to try and get it. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. This is a short one. I'm going to have to think about that some. Think about it a lot, actually. That blew my mind, because that would mean that all that stuff that I went through, I was getting splints from my jaw, and I wouldn't have known about it. And it was like pain that I thought was related to my Crohn's disease. And my Crohn's disease flared up again after my surgery very badly, to a point where it was like, and these people hit me in the stomach, they hit me in the genitals, and now I'm sure of it. Now I know it's like my neighbor and all the houses around me, and then it's remotely hitting me, and then across state lines. So it's like, it's hard to know, like a lot of, it seems like I may have been gang stalked for a couple of years before I even figured it out. I thought it was health issues because of my autoimmune disorder, and the stress I was going through and stuff like that. And that is mind-blowing. It like opened the portal in my mind, and I'm gonna have to like kind of just I guess be quiet and think about it. I'm doing pretty good at the house, not too bad, not the greatest, you know. I can't get it completely gone, and that's what I want this completely gone so I can live my life. I was trying to be funny earlier when I was taking a bath, because they were watching me take a bath, so I was like trying to make funny jokes and stuff like that, and really I'd say real stuff to them, you know. Like, I was like, well, I'll talk about that later, because I really want to get this movie. I love you guys. Stay strong. I just had a mind, you know, when you just like, you're like, what? And you go, it's like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, and he's like, whoa. I mean, this stuff is like big and evil. It's like a big evil octopus with like teeth, and like just like a big black octopus, and it just eats lives. But that's true in history. Like, it's true in history that when this stuff happens, and they have way better technology than in communist China, when that country collapsed and there was a bunch of deaths, there was genocide there, you know, Holocaust in Nazi Germany, in Russia, you know, there was a lot of deaths because they were going towards communism, and this stuff, people do this for the state, you know. They think they're patriots, I think, but really what they're doing is they're feeding people to the state. It's like this weird, they're creating a lot of people around killing one person, because it's like, that will, you know, create unity. But that's a black unity that, not black like a black person, but like a dark unity, that will never hold. It will actually it'll break, it'll bust, it'll create more evil later on. I wish these people kind of saw long term. It's a short term thing, you know, killing a human being, I guess. I don't know. But I'm gonna go get this movie. I think this other person's going towards the video thing. Alright, bye guys.